Okay, Dean Legge joined by Matt DeBary. Matt, first game of the season.
Yeah.
What do you make of the recruiting efforts of the Bulldogs tonight?
Yeah, lots of big targets here tonight. Five-star Jamari Sawyer, one of the top overall players in the 2018 class, big Georgia target. He was here. Spent a lot of time with his family and close friends. Did not seem to appear to be with a ton of recruits. He did talk with Georgia commit Warren Erickson, who's currently committed, talking recruiting, talk about that offensive line. So he did seem to have a really good time. Otis Reese, four-star linebacker, safety, hybrid type out of Lee County. He's committed to Michigan. That guy doesn't do media. He's very tough to get a hold of, and so you never really know where he's going to end up. He was here today. The coaches were all over him. Coach Scherer, Coach Tucker, Schumann, they were all over him. About an hour before kickoff, they all took him back in there. I don't know what they talked about.
Who is they all?
The coaches, the staff. I think it was Tucker and Schumann. They both took him in the back. Don't know what happened, but he's definitely a priority, and the coaches, you know, they were all over him. Tremel Walthour was another guy. Defensive line coach Trey Scott was by his side the entire time. I was out here watching. So those are three big Georgia targets in 2018 that were here. Lots of 29 prospects also 2019. Harry Miller, big offensive guard out of Buford, was here with his family. Keandre
I can't get him to stop talking.
So Keandre Jones out of Callaway was here also. Those are big-time prospects. Always good to get those guys on campus.
You know, tonight you could see how quickly guys can play. I mean, Jake Fromm is essentially the #1 quarterback right now because of Jacob Eason's injury. DeAndre Swift was out there. Richard LeCount was out there. D'Angelo Gibbs was out there. I think I saw Notori Johnson out there. I saw a slew of offensive linemen, obviously Andrew Thomas as well. Young guys are playing here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Kirby's still trying to pitch that. These big, you know, prospects in the state of Georgia, Kirby's telling them, hey, you can come in, you can play early, especially in games like this. You know, the best person is going to play. It doesn't matter how old they are now. If you can come in, learn the system, and if you can play, you know, you're going to be out there.
All right. Look, we're going to roll up to Notre Dame next week, and then the Dogs will be back here for probably in theory, their easiest game of the year. What should people be expecting over these next couple of weeks with recruiting in general?
We'll see. I think five-star Jamari Sawyer will be up there at Notre Dame watching the Bulldogs and the Irish.
So, I mean, you know, at some point, I mean, I saw him up here tonight. He's got the Georgia thing on. Yeah. At some point, I mean, he's not going to Notre Dame.
No, he's not going to Notre Dame. It's really a Georgia-Clemson battle for Jamari. Ohio State's still in the mix. Stanford's still in the mix there. But you know, Notre Dame's a school that he keeps wanting to check out. So.
I guess my only thing is, and I mean, Notre Dame's a great academic school. It's a good situation. I guess my thing is, though, I mean, there's only so many weekends in the year. And if you're going to go back-to-back to Georgia games, and at the third weekend, if he's here –
it says a lot. I think Andrew Thomas was out here.
I mean, I guess what I would say is, why wouldn't you go to Clemson-Auburn next week? That's a lot easier to go to.
And I mean, that's the big question, too. He could have gone to Alabama and Florida State tonight like a lot of other guys went. He chose to come here, and that's definitely telling. He could go to, if you really want to see Notre Dame, he could go see Notre Dame in Southern Cal later this year. But he's deciding to take that Notre Dame trip to see Georgia, too. So.
And by the way, I mean, I'm not trying to insinuate anything necessarily other than having been around this ballgame for 17 years.
You follow the visits. Yeah. You follow the visits.
In politics, follow the money. In recruiting, follow the visits.
Exactly. So. Georgia's been on him for years, so it's always good to get him on campus.
All right. Continue to check us out. And for Matt, I'm Dean. Georgia wins 31-10. And we'll see if this was a successful recruiting night or not in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I think it was. Again, most were in Atlanta for Alabama, Florida State, but there was a really good turnout here, more than I expected earlier in the week. There were a lot of good guys out here, big-time prospects. So.
Go to Dawg Post and read DAWGPOST.com. For Matt, I'm Dean. We'll see y'all we'll see them in South Bend.